Good morning. Thanks for joining us on Zoom and on television and radio for the Jamaica Premier League's press conference. This morning, we are joined by Michael Ricketts, President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Mr. Donovan White, Director and Chairman, Marketing and Commercialization Committee, Professional Football Jamaica League, and Teran Duar, Marketing Manager, Sagicor Life. To our media joining us on Zoom, we welcome you, and you will have an opportunity at the end of the presentations to ask questions via chat that we will direct to our panel, time permitting. Welcome to everyone, and thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you, Paula. Good morning, everyone. To our friends out in Cyberland, or the virtual world as they call it now, we welcome you, and we ask that you stay in tune with a lot of what we're going to talk about today. We know there's lots of burning questions, so keep the questions coming in the chat while we proceed through this morning. This morning, we would like to begin with another in our announcements. One of the things that we have at the Professional Football Jamaica Limited have been very proud of in this period of reorganizing, relaunching, repositioning the Jamaica Premier League is the fact that we have recultivated ourselves in the corporate space. And that has allowed us to endear football to the corporate community once again. And so this morning we are extremely happy to welcome another sponsor on the Jamaica Premier League. This sponsor is a very well-known company across Jamaica and indeed the region. They have come on board as a club sponsor, but more importantly, they have come on board as a partner that will provide, among other things, health insurance coverage for all of our players. In fact, all clubs in the Premier League in 2021 will be able to have up to 30 players or 30 players and staff registered on the health insurance program, which will allow them to have a number of care services, healthcare services provided to them on healthcare. I think this is a wonderful development. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Mr. Teran Duar, who is the marketing manager of Sagicor Life, to bring greetings to you and to Jamaica, and on this, what we think is another historic sponsorship announcement for the Jamaica Premier League. Teran?
Thank you, Mr. White. Mr. Michael Ricketts, President of the Jamaica Football Federation. Mr. Donovan White, Director and Chairman, Marketing and Commercialization Committee, Jamaica Professional Football League. Members of the media, well-wishers online. Pleasant day to you all. Sagicor is proud to be a sponsor of the Jamaica Premier League. This partnership will see us sponsoring the league to the tune of $5 million Jamaican dollars. Additionally, Sagicor Life will partner with the JBL to provide health insurance to all members of each participating team. Now, this coverage is intended to cover members for incidentals on or off the field of play. Sagicor Group has been a champion of football and sports development in the country for the past 50 years, and this is evident in our hosting and sponsorship of events such as the Jamaica Teachers Association's Junior Athletic Championships and the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run, which is the largest 5K road race of its kind per capita in the world. Again, we are pleased to be a part of what is ostensibly an entrenched part of our national legacy, and we look forward to sharing the excitement that the viewers will have watching this season's league of football. Thank you.
Thank you, Teran. Thanks for that. And again, thank you, Sagicor and Sagicor Life, for coming on board as one of our partners providing medical insurance, among other things, for our players and teams. I'd like to also take this opportunity to announce also that since the last time you saw us, we haven't stopped working. So I'd like to take the opportunity before I introduce President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts, to also acknowledge our newest media partner. We have only this week inked a sponsorship arrangement with the Gleaner Star as the official newspaper partner of the Jamaica Premier League. The Gleaner, we want to thank you for your commitment to the work we have been doing and the work that we have promised to continue to do with making the Jamaica Premier League the number one league this side of the hemisphere. That's certainly our goal and ambition, and we're not going to stop pushing in that direction until we have achieved our objective. We're also in discussions with a radio partner, which we will be able to announce more on hopefully very soon, about the possibility of having live coverage of our games on radio. So again, we've been pushing the envelope, and we will talk more about all of our partners later on in this press conference and how they are aligned and assigned across the league. But without further ado, we have in our presence this morning man of the moment, I like to call him, because he's always in the news, bringing good cheer for football and for Jamaica's football. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Mr. Michael Ricketts. President.
Thank you very much, Donovan. Members of the JFF and PFJL Board of Directors, representatives of all sponsors, corporate and public sectors, coaches, players, administrators, officials, fans of football, of course, members of the media. I fully endorse the theme of the media briefing, local football is back. I use this opportunity once again to commend all those involved who would have worked very hard to make Saturday, June 26, a historic day, because surely when the continuing story of Jamaica's football journey is written, there will be many chapters on the return of football after or maybe during this pandemic. When those chapters are written, it will not be just that it returned, but it will be more about the new landscape under which local football has returned. A new commercial model with committed sponsors who we welcome with very wide open arms, broadcast playing a greater role, no in-house spectators, but yet still potentially thousands more spectators, more eyes. Of course, this will be very pleasing to our sponsors. Central venues, merchandising opportunities, a fan base highly energized, anxious to see what will unfold. New young players wanting to impress, no handshakes, but still camaraderie, still celebration of goals. Games early in the mornings, wow. A national coach watching closely, and a nation happy to see the return of their favorite sport. Local football is indeed back. Ladies and gentlemen, I could not address you this morning and not also indicate that yes, local football is back, but also remind you that international football is just around the corner. Jamaica's Reggae Boys are expected to play their first game in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers on Sunday, September 5 in Jamaica. This game will be against Panama and will follow immediately after our first game on September 2 in Mexico. The Jamaica Football Federation is now ready to increase the pace of its preparation for this very big show. We have already submitted proposed protocols for hosting local games, and we are ready at any time to begin these discussions. We'll soon be looking to convene a local organizing committee so that we engage all stakeholders as is necessary and in keeping with what emerges from our discussions with the state authorities. We will give regular updates as required along with all our partners. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, how can we therefore put football fans on the alert without urging Jamaica to continue to observe all protocols announced and approved by the government of Jamaica? We need to do this in order to ensure that all our plans can, in fact, go ahead successfully. In short, ladies and gentlemen, if we are to enjoy what lies ahead, and we have to be very responsible. I therefore end by calling on our coaches, officials, administrators, and fans to do all that is humanly possible to ensure that local and international football returns safely, smoothly, is of a high quality, and provides excellent entertainment. I wish you all the best, and may God continue to bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let me just make some shifts around here again. Thank you, Mr. Napier. All right, thank you, President. I think with that, I will do some housekeeping matters so that our friends in the media are fully appraised and aware of all the details we need to have. And then once we've done that, then we can move right into Q&A, which I know is the meaty and juicy part of the conversations. First of all, let me start by making the official announcements of all our sponsors, their designations, as well as their assigned teams, where teams are assigned in the club sponsorship category, and or how their sponsorship will influence the league. So I'll start first of all with our presenting sponsor, which is Digicel Jamaica. Digicel are our presenting sponsor. In fact, I would like to officially state for the purposes of the media and for the public that the Jamaica Premier League is powered by Digicel, and that is the designation that the league will be, how the league will be represented going forward, whilst our presenting sponsors are on board. So it is the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. So I want to make that very clear so that we are not in any way mistaken that. Next up is Conservit Limited. They are our exclusive solar partner. And Conservit Limited will be assigned to the front of the Mount Pleasant Football Club shirt or jersey. Then we have the Heart Institute of the Caribbean, short HIC. And they are our exclusive cardiovascular service partner. And what they bring to the table is they will be providing care by way of electrocardiogram and other cardiovascular testing facilities for all the players and coaches in the league. They will also be conducting a number of seminars with the clubs on good cardiovascular care. So we've deliberately gone out and sought purposeful partnerships that will not only benefit the league from a financial perspective, which is important, but also benefit the league in terms of how we begin to care for and promote our football and our players. Next up is Indus Pharma Jamaica. Indus Pharma will be our exclusive pharmaceutical sponsor, and their brand product that they will be assigning to the league is the BioSafe product. BioSafe product will also provide us with things like hand sanitization products for the use throughout the league. So they will provide our sanitization partners with all the hand sanitizers required to ensure that we are never out of hand sanitizers for our games. BioSafe will be, as I said, our exclusive partner for pharmaceutical services. Next up, we have the J. Ray and Neville Limited. They're our exclusive rum sponsor, and their brand product that will be associated with the Premier League is Kingston 62. And Kingston 62 will be assigned to Cavaliers Soccer Club. So the Kingston 62 brand will be on the jersey of Cavaliers Soccer Club. Next is the Jamaica Producers Group, and they will be our exclusive snack partner. And their brand product, St. Mary's, will be the shirt sponsor of Portmore United Football Club. Next, we have the JMMB Joan Duncan Foundation, and they are our exclusive bank partner. And the JMMB brand will be on the shirt front of Harborview Football Club. Then we have Chemtech Development and Construction Limited. Chemtech is a construction and development company, and their brand Chemtech will be also on the front of the Mount Pleasant Football Club. So Mount Pleasant will have both Chemtech and Conservate on their shirt front. Next, we have King Alarm Systems Limited. King Alarm is our exclusive security partner. They will be, among other things, providing security consultancy and services at our matches, and they will also, their brand King Alarm will be on the front of the Vere Football Club team. Then we have Proven Investments, and we want to thank our friends at Proven as being our official investment bank partner, and their brand Proven will be treated as one of our league partners, one of our strategic partners going forward. Then we have Red Stripe Jamaica. Red Stripe Jamaica is our exclusive beer partner, and the Red Stripe brand will be on the shirt front of Humble Lion FC. Then we have Restaurant Associates Limited, our exclusive quick service restaurant partner, and their brand product Burger King will be on the shirt front of Tivoli Gardens Football Club. Next up, you heard from Teron earlier, Saji Core Life Jamaica Limited, and they are our exclusive insurance partner, and their brand product Sagicor will be on the shirt front of Dumble Holding FC for the league. Then we have Tradewin Citrus Limited, and Tradewin is our exclusive nutrition drink partner with their brand product True Shake, and True Shake will be on the front of the Malines United Football Club. We also have Wisinco Group, and they are our exclusive water and hydration partner with two brand products, Water and Powerade, and the Water brand will be on the Waterhouse Football Club, front of the Waterhouse Football Club shirt. Seems like a natural fit, right? Mm-hmm. Water and Waterhouse. Next up, we have Yummy Bakery, and they're our bread and pastry partner. And the Yummy brand will be on the Arnett Gardens Football Club shirt. And last but by no means least, because we are still in a pandemic and we are working very closely with the public health department and making sure that we meet all the protocols. MD Link is our exclusive COVID testing partner, and they will work with us on a weekly basis to ensure that all our teams are indeed tested and are meeting the protocols in terms of managing the spread of COVID-19. Right. So the next area of quick update for the members of the media and all of our friends that have joined us virtually is the match times for this weekend. So these are the actual match playing times, not necessarily the broadcast times. And I want to, before I mention the match times, give special welcome and mention to our to our broadcast partners. Sportsmax is our host broadcaster, so they are responsible for the production of all Jamaica Premier League matches. That's an arrangement we have with them, which is an exclusive arrangement. And Sportsmax, working in tandem with CVM Television, will also provide free-to-air broadcast of the games in the Jamaica Premier League. The actual broadcast times are still being tweaked. As you know, there's a lot of sports and a lot of football on live TV today, so both our partners, Sportsmax and CVM, are indeed working round the clock to finalize and provide the actual broadcast times for all the games this weekend. And we should be able to send you, the media, a finalized broadcast time schedule before the end of today, probably as early as when this press conference is finished. While before we joined here today, I was in discussion with both of them, and we are hoping to have that for you before the end of today. But the actual match playing times for this weekend is on Saturday at 1 o'clock. The first match will kick off between Mount Pleasant Football Club and Tivoli Gardens Football Club. And the second match of the day will be at 3:30 between Cavaliers FC and Humble Lion FC. So those are two Saturday games. And let me just remind our viewers who will get this information through you, our media partners, that there are no spectators allowed at the venue, and all the persons who will be at the venue would have been duly tested and would have been accredited. So if you venture towards any of the venues, you will be prevented from entering unless you have the proper accreditation or an invite to be there. So that's Saturday. On Sunday, we will, at 11 o'clock, there will be Portmore United versus Dumbarton FC. And on Monday, at 1 o'clock, Vere will play Mullines United FC. And at 3:30, the Waterhouse FC team will play Harbourview Football Club in our final game of the first weekend schedule of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. So those are the immediate updates that we wanted to provide you with. We are working around the clock, literally, with our marketing partners on all of the various partners that have come on board to assist us with making this happen. I want to also make very special mention of the team at the JFF, who have also been extremely supportive. The competitions department, especially, for ensuring that our fixtures are prepared and the preparation for the games are being handled in a very professional way. So we also want to make sure that we acknowledge the JFF. And finally, and sometimes we always forget to mention this, but our teams who are part of the various associations, parish associations, get significant help, support, physical and otherwise, from their member associations. So we want to say a good morning to all of the parish associations this morning as well. So with that, I'll turn back over to moderator Paula to navigate the chats and the Q&As for us, as I'm sure you have many questions for President Ricketts, not me.
Thank you, gentlemen. We will now allow the media online to ask your questions. And of course, the media here, or partners that have been given permission to be here with us, if you have any questions, we will allow them to be asked now.
First off, with the new curfew time set to come in place, and you mentioned about fixture being, a new fixture releasing later, will that be taken into consideration where matches now will be played at a later time?
Yes, that is absolutely one of the consideration, which is why I only gave this weekend's match schedule just now, because, as I said, the JFF competition team has been working around the clock with our teams to make sure that we can find the best possible times to host the games that remain within the permissible time for activities to take place under the DRMA orders.
Probably for Mr. Ricketts. Just yesterday, we were the J3 got the news that they could have allowed up to 5,600 spectators at the stadium for the championship. Is that something that the JFF now will seek with the government to see if we can get spectators in for the games?
Yeah, absolutely. And a document has been prepared in this regard and has been submitted to the relevant agencies. So we are now waiting on a response as we speak.
Question for Mr. White. Can you give an update to the status of UAFC? Are they still in the competition, and will they be participating this season?
The only update I can give at this point is that we have been advised that the team has opted out of this year's stage of the competition. Any further questions as to the reasons for that, I would suggest to the media that those questions be directed directly to UAFC, the University of the West Indies, principal and or the Dean of Sports, and or as it relates to any sanctions that will accrue. That would be the responsibility of the JFF on rules and regulation of the competition.
And just a follow-up, does that, what does that exclusion now do for you in terms of making changes to the fixture list and the competition structure?
It has caused, in addition to the new announcement of curfew times, a review of the fixtures, obviously, because now we'll have, instead of 6 games per weekend, we'll have 5, which means that there'll be one team that has a bye week each week, which you know, we have been very dynamic about our thinking, and you know, whilst we would have loved to have UAFC in the competition, you know, the fact that they have made that decision, we've had to move on and continue, because the show must go on. We have spent a lot of time planning and working together on this, and we are not going to be derailed at this point in time.
And Mr. Ricketts, as Mr. White mentioned about sanctions, what is it really that the UA now will be faced with in terms of coming back? Can they return to the league in November when the new season, and in terms of fine, what are we looking at?
I can't share details right now, but certainly the competition is guided make recommendations to the JFL as it relates to maybe fines and sanctions relating to the very late withdrawal of UA.
All right, well, we're not seeing any questions. We'll allow one more from the room. Go ahead.
In terms of COVID testing, can you just give an update on, because the starts of the matches will be on Saturday, have all teams been COVID tested this week? And if so, the results of the test, all teams been cleared to play for this weekend?
The testing, as you know, the protocol is 3 days before match day. So obviously we'll have started with the teams on Saturday first. Those have been done. We're now into the 2 days before, right? So we will have started first with the Saturday teams. Then the next day we do the Sunday teams, and the next day we do the Monday teams. The arrangement we have with MB Link is for the results to be available within 24 hours. And so far we are on track with that. So there are no challenges there as of right now. And we have not been notified of any positive tests to date.
But there is no spectators to attend all these matches. The all these matches on the weekend will be live.
Our intent is to have all the games aired live. As I said before, it depends obviously on the scheduling of our broadcast partners. There is a lot of sports on now, and so fitting in the times where there is available time slots to air the games at the time when the games are actually being played has proven a bit of a challenge. But they, as I said, they have remained very focused, and we expect that as of right now that the free-to-air games will be aired live. Those are the games on CBM. That's the information we have. The time of that is still to be confirmed. So this is what we will get back to you on later this afternoon. But certainly, the intent is to push our broadcast partners to have as many, if not all, the games aired live.
Okay, well, we're not seeing any questions online, which means that our panel did an amazing job. So we want to thank you, gentlemen, for being with us today. We thank you for joining us. I see a lot of you out there on social media land. This recording will be available on the Jamaica Premier League's website. So feel free to go head on there. And if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to us. We do have a media WhatsApp group that you can send your message or concerns to, or you can always make contact with us through the FYIJAM Media email address. We're here to answer all of your questions. Stay tuned to the media. And once again, we thank you all for being with us. I know the Jamaica Star will have a lot of features coming out over the next couple of days, so stay tuned there for the updated match schedule and all the information related to the games. We look forward to seeing you live on TV.
Thank you.